dietitian here at Foothill Ranch Hogue Lifestyle Program. We are coming live here, coming with another Tuesday topic. And today's topic is 11 ways to stop overeating. Hope you guys all are popping on. I'll just give you a few minutes to join. If you're here, say hello. So every Tuesday I come on and we'll talk about a new nutrition topic, and Fridays we do a cooking demo. So hope you can join, and it's always at 2 p.m. right now. So I decided to talk about 11 ways to stop overeating, because last week we talked about boredom eating, and they do tie into one another. So what is overeating? So overeating is eating more than what your body needs. That can be a good thing if a person needs to gain weight. But oftentimes we are trying to stop overeating so we can either maintain our weight or see some weight loss. So if you tend to overeat, believe me, you're not alone. It's very common. Unfortunately, it can lead to weight gain, and down the road, it can lead to chronic diseases in this country, such as heart disease, type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, high blood sugar. So this is why I want to talk about this. So there's a few causes for overeating. So first of all, lack of knowledge. We don't know how much we should be eating. Number 2 is emotional eating. And so that could be from feelings such as boredom, and I talked about that last week. You can find that YouTube on our channel to review that. So emotional eating can be from boredom, can be from sadness, anxiety, stress, loneliness, and even happiness when we're celebrating. So we could be overeating during those times. So these are all feelings that we have. So I want to talk about how to stop the overeating. So it's 2 parts. It's simple, and it can be very complicated as well. Simple meaning that you're doing less. You're doing less eating when you stop the overeating. So that's the simple part. You're doing less. Complicated is because we have these negative emotions, and we need to feel the negative emotions without seeking the food. So that's the complicated part. So we need to adopt some changes. And once you adopt changes, you will see new realities in yourself. So let's get to these quick tips and tricks. Most of them are tips and tricks, and some are adjusting our mental awareness. So first of all, I recommend that you create structure in your day. So creating structure around your meals and your snacks and your alcohol intake if you're over 21. So we want to have that structure of when we eat our meals and when we snack, and you want to have that structure. Number 2, with that structure, you want to learn some easy 15-minute meals, recipes that you can throw together, because oftentimes we come home, there's no time, there's a lot of stress buildup by the end of the day, and so we will just grab that bag of chips, and our hand is in the chips, and it will lead to overeating. So you want to have some easy 3 to 4 ingredient meals, okay, so that are at your fingertips, and these will keep you full for hours. So for example, there's many recipes, but for example, let's say it's already purchased chicken strips for your protein, some healthy fat, maybe some avocado, and 2 cups of spinach. Another idea would be like 2 eggs, a couple cups of chopped bell peppers, and some cheese for a cheesy topping. It could be also some healthy frozen meals. Those are also in the grocery store, for example, cauliflower crust pizza. I love that. Then you can throw all your vegetables on top. If you wanted to add some protein as well, some olives. There's seafood saucy scallops, for example, in the frozen section. There's a lot of frozen foods, like hamburger patties, like a shrimp hamburger, and you would couple cups of that on some, you could throw it on zoodles, and then maybe have some avocado. So you want to have that protein, healthy fat, and 2 cups of vegetables. And those easy, simple meals are at your fingertips. So when you come home, you have those, and you don't need too much time to create that healthy meal. And that will prevent you from going from the chip to the chip bag, where the overeating arises. My next tip is make your snacks count. So snacking on high sugar, highly refined carbohydrates will initially give you some energy, but then your blood sugar plummets, and then you're looking for more food to give you some more energy. So this will lead to overeating. So you've got to make your snacks count. So what does that mean? We want some healthy snacks that are high fiber, with a fruit or a vegetable, and a healthy fat or protein. So it could be, for example, 1/4 of a cup of almonds or any other nut, paired with an apple, small apple. It could be a Greek yogurt with 1/2 cup of berries. It could also be edamame beans with a string cheese. It could also be maybe 2 eggs and a string cheese. So these are your healthy snacks, and you got to make those count. My next tip is avoiding the container. You don't want to eat out of a container, because that will lead to overeating. We are just so unaware of our portion sizes when we're eating out of a container. So you want to portion out your snacks, or buy pre-portioned snacks. For example, there's guacamole cups that already come pre-portioned, so that would be ready to eat. And having these pre-portioned snacks will help you portion out your food and prevent the overeating that leads to weight gain. If you're going to have nuts, when you bring them home from the grocery store, package them out in either little containers of 1/4 cup, or in a little snack bag of 1/4 cup. Maybe you're doing some little bit more starchy snacks like pretzels, so you want to portion those out, or pita chips to the portion size, about 15 or so, and you would look at the portion size of the package and get an idea of portion sizes there. It could be even like dark chocolate chips. They come in a bag, so you want to portion those out. If that's something you enjoy, you want to have it in a little baggie so you can control the portion. For other people, it's little ice cream cups or healthy yogurt smoothies that are out there, and they come in little small portion cups already. So those really help control our portion sizes. My 5th tip is eating meals that are filling. So we want to look for meals that we're going to make with high protein, high fiber, and some healthy fats. So you want to base your meals on these whole foods. So for example, for your protein, it could be fish, it could be chicken, it could be beans and lentils. Your high fiber vegetables, you would add that, and then you would have some healthy fats again. So avocado, maybe some 1 to 2 tablespoons of avocado oil for a dressing. Maybe it's some nuts, 1/4 cup of nuts. So those would be your filling meals. And there's some foods that have been studied that show that they don't really produce bloating. For example, bananas, carrots, blackberries, almonds, strawberries, and beets. And then most filling foods studies have shown are potatoes, eggs, fish, yogurt, avocado, and apples. Those are the most filling foods. So my next tip is eating regular meals. So if you eat regular meals throughout your day, it helps control your appetite and will prevent overeating. So let's say you eat breakfast at 8 and then lunch at 12, and then you need that afternoon snack at 3:30 and then dinner at 7. You having your regular meals and a snack in between to bridge you over until dinner. So eating those regular meals helps prevent the overeating. Otherwise, if we eat breakfast and skip lunch, by the time dinner comes, our blood sugar level is so low, we can't think and make any healthy choices. So we may go to the bag of chips and eat the whole bag, or we may go to the fast food run on our way home because we are just so hungry at that point. So eating your regular meals is crucial to preventing that overeating. My next tip is to slow down. Typically, a lot of us are in a rush and we eat our meals very quickly. So you want to take time for your meals and for your snacks. And studies have shown that when we eat slower, about 20 minutes, it takes our body about 20 minutes to feel that fullness. To slow down, take about 20 minutes to eat your meals so you can feel that fullness, and that way it will prevent you from going for more servings and prevents that overeating. And then when you're eating slowly, it does reduce your food intake overall. So that's eating slowly. The next tip I have is when you do have a meal or a snack, out of sight, out of mind. So if you have your snack, you've taken your snack, and then you leave the kitchen or wherever you're eating, because remove yourself from where the food is. So out of sight, out of mind, and then you can go on with your day. So that definitely will prevent overeating. So you don't go for seconds or more snacks. My ninth tip is keeping your hydration high. So sometimes we're thirsty and we really don't even realize it. We go through our day and we're talking and we're working and we forget to drink. And so at mealtime, you may be thirsty and you're just grabbing more food to eat. So I encourage you to get something large, a big type of container, Hydro Flask, whatever you have. The bigger the better, because then you don't have to go refill it, and you are more likely to drink more if it's there and you don't have to worry about going to refill it. So keeping the hydration up also, really controls our appetite, and then so when it comes time to eat, we don't overeat. So hydration is crucial. My next tip, number 10, are we already at 10? Is to really learn the hunger cues and your fullness cues. So we should be eating when we feel hungry, and we should be stopping when we have that feeling of fullness, but not to past a certain point where you're too stuffed. So it's a satisfying fullness, and learning what that feels like in our stomach. So for your hunger cues, that is like you have an emptiness, a feeling in your stomach. Maybe you have some growling. You may feel like you can't concentrate. So your concentration has gone down, your energy is going down, so you may be hungry. So then your fullness, when you go to eat your meals, you want to tune into that stomach again. So the feeling of like you don't really feel your stomach, that you don't have that hunger. It could be it's pushed out because you're full and your energy comes back. So those are also signs of being, you're at the end of your meal and that's full. So even regardless if there's still food on your plate, recognizing those feelings can help prevent you from overeating. And you can just save whatever you have on your plate or your container at work for later on. And so you don't have to finish it and get to that like super stuffed feeling. So really tuning in, that's really important, of your hunger cues and your fullness cues. Number 10, we're at 11. Really, number 11 is more emotional, like learning that your food is not going to solve your problems. So maybe those feelings you're having, your boredom, your loneliness, your stress, going to food to make you feel better is not going to solve those problems. Once you have finished, if you eat for these negative feelings, once you're done eating, you may still have those feelings. So it's really sitting with those negative feelings, which is the hard part for people, but with practice, you can sit with those feelings, feel them, and you can do other things besides gravitating to food to feel happy, to feel positive, which as humans, we want to have positive feelings. So it's really learning that part as well, that the food is not going to solve your problems. And once that's really learned, that's when I see a lot of changes in many women, my patients in general, and they see the weight loss and their health goals really, come to light for them. And so that's really important. So that was 11 tips, tricks, ideas, and some of them, you may know, but you haven't put into practice. So learning to put them into practice and keep practicing them day in and day out, you will learn to prevent overeating. You will learn to stop when you are satisfied. And so I hope these tips and tricks helped you today. To help you reach your wellness goals is really important, and that's why we're talking about this. Overeating and sitting with our emotions is super important, and finding something else to do that feels good. And that could be a list of a lot of things besides food, and finding what works for you. I know a lot of people find that doing a little exercise, getting fresh air, taking a breather, walking the dog, scrolling through Pinterest and really finding things that spark your interest will help, just sitting with your emotions. So that is Tip Tuesday, 11 ways to stop overeating. Friday, I will be back for my cooking demo at 2 o'clock. So I hope you can join me, and I thank all of you for joining in every week. I appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if this is your first time on our channel today, definitely hit the subscription button, and that way you'll get some notifications of when we're going live and to remind you. So that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you on Friday.